What's going on, everybody? It's Nick. Just want to make a quick video about a potential outcome for the next two games. So the Yankees are playing the Oakland Athletics, and a huge number with them is 56. And if you followed the work, I mean, you're probably aware of the number 56 and how important it is. But Oakland Athletics is 56 in the most pure cipher, which definitely holds importance in the overall grand scheme of things. And Athletics also equals 56. And notice, if the Yankees win 2 straight, they will be on 56 wins. And the reason I find it even more compelling is because previously the Yankees played the Astros, and they finished that series on 20 losses, right? And right now they're on 20 losses. And then after this game, they go back into Houston for one more game. So doesn't it make sense they stay on 20 losses going into Houston? So there's that. Also notice if the Yankees win 2 more home games, they'd have 34 wins at home. You can see, just if you look right from the New York Yankees, you can see 34 home wins if they win 2. And I'm sorry, not Oakland, but Athletics equals 34. And technically thinking about it, I feel as if the fact that Athletics equals 34 in the most pure would be better than Oakland equaling 34 in the most pure. And the reason for that is because they're not playing in Oakland. They're playing in New York. But they're still the Athletics. So I don't know. Maybe that's just speculation, but I think it makes sense. So, and again, that's the most pure cipher. And when the opposing team is picking up the win or loss that corresponds with the team gematria, that's what you look for. Sorry. Today also has 56 date numerology, which I find interesting because then obviously tomorrow they can go into the day and pick up the 56th. Something else to note is the word 3, when written out, equals 56. And alongside that, if the Yankees swept, that would be a 3-game set. So they can get their 56th in a 3-game span. I find that interesting. Okay, so we have 3. Also, I'm noticing now 3 equals 25, and the Astros can stay on 25, so I find it compelling. This streak started, the game before the Astros, the last game of the Astros series before the Yankees played the Athletics, that was the day leaving 187 days left in the year. And Society of Jesus equals 187, and also notice it equals 56 and 79. And then New York Yankees also equals 191 and 187. And the most pure New York Yankees is 65, not 56. And, believe it or not, these numbers hit constantly with the New York Yankees, whether it's in their records or pitchers, because this overlap, and the main point is that it is the Society of Jesus who is encoding this stuff. And doesn't it just make so much sense? The greatest sports team of all time, them and the Lakers, and all these sports leagues founded by Freemasons, and the Freemasons were created by the Jesuits, and people such as Abraham Lincoln have written about the Jesuits and their sinister influence and how they were the main sponsors of the Civil War, essentially. So, this stuff goes back. And also, it is interesting, the Civil War, 1865, so, that 56-65 thing, it's just, it transcends baseball, is the point. I also like the Yankees to stay on 9 home losses for a little bit, just because the MLB is a game of 9. I mean, baseball is a game of 9s. 9 outs, or I'm sorry, 9 total innings. I mean, it's clearly a game of 9s. And MLB just equals 9. Also, how I was saying, it was 191 days before the Pope's birthday. If the Athletics lost 2 more, they'd have 52 losses, and the Yankees would have 56 wins. And Pope is 52 and 56. Also 25, they can stay on the 25 wins. The Athletics. So, interesting. I mean, the day and night records, I don't know. I don't know how important they are. Because today's a night game and tomorrow's a morning game. So further to note, notice if the Athletics lose 2 more games, they'd be 8-15 versus the East. And 8-15. If you don't know what that is, it's the day the Jesuits were created. August 15th. On August 15th in Paris, 6 young men who had met him, being Ignatius of Loyola, at the University of Paris and made a retreat according to spiritual exercises, joined him in vows of chastity and pilgrimage to Jerusalem. Jerusalem, right? How interesting. But yep, on this day, 8/15, August 15th. And like I just said, the Jesuits created Freemasonry. And Freemasonry, notice how it equals 15/it equals 158, or 15/8. It also equals 139. America equals 139, which is very interesting. All the founding fathers were Freemasons. That's documented history. That's not a conspiracy. That's truth. So there's that. And it is interesting, right? They were created in 1534. And what was I just saying? The Yankees can get 34 home wins and drop them to 8-15 against the East, which the Yankees are a part of, the East. Okay? So that's interesting. I even find new things as I'm making the videos, so definitely grateful for that. The Yankees have J.P. Sears going tonight. And there's something very interesting about him. But notice he's 2-0. If he wins, he'll be 3-0. And what was I just saying? 3 equals 56, 25. But mainly the 56. 3 equaling 56. And what was the other number I was showing? 187, right? Look at his full name. 187. Not just that, 70. Like New York Yankees. New York Yankees equals 70. And then 101. And 101 is the 26 prime. And Yankees is 26. So there's that. I like that a lot. It's also the 129th day of Sears age. And something that Zach mentioned and talked about is base 8 counting. So it seems to hold some significance. LeBron James made his debut on 10/29, so like 129. So that's something of significance. But I think the 187, his name, coupled with the 56 date numerology, coupled with the fact that he can progress the Yankees to get the 56 win tomorrow, I think it's gonna hit. So again, 3-0. And then they're versing Montes, who is a decent pitcher. But notice it's 99 days after his birthday. So does Aaron Judge hit a home run, number 99? And Judgment equals 99, which is, I find that interesting. But then also 144, like Jesuit order, just more Jesuit numbers through and through. He could become 4-7, and he wears 47 And just 47 is a number that definitely sticks out for many reasons. But notice he can pick up his 31st career loss, and that's the 11th prime, 31. And New York is the 11th state, September 11th. The Towers, basically massive 11s. It's also interesting, today is the start date of World War I. And that concluded on November 11th, right at the 11th hour of the 11th month of the 11th day. So the 31st loss is interesting on this day. So, yeah. And then also, notice he's 34, right? He has 34 wins. So, and again, we saw how Oakland, they can give up 34 wins to the Yankees. So that's definitely something to point out and something to be aware of and something to look for in future patterns. Because if that does persist, that's a pattern to be aware of. Wow, also notice it's his 111th game with Oakland. And for those of you who don't know, New York equals 111. September 11th happened to be the 111th. Well, it didn't happen to be. It was meant to be the 111th day of the year. How interesting is that? And to back up his potential loss, he can get his 29th loss. And a big number that definitely persists is the fact that Yankees equals 109, the 29th prime number. So in his 111th start, he can pick up all these Yankee numbers. And the Yankees can be on their way to 56 against the 56 team. It really is amazing. And then yesterday, I'm telling you, it was all about 56. Here, I'll just prove my point. Yankees Athletics. So notice, what did Oakland stay on? 5 runs, 6 hits. And guys, I mean, this isn't an accident. These games are really are scripted to the batter, to the pitch, which is why patterns like this are able to persist. But, that's 9. The score at one point was 5-6. Here, I'll prove it. So notice they gave up the 5 spot in the third. And what have I been saying throughout this video? 3 equals what? 56. So the Yankees give up 5 runs, the only runs they allowed during the whole game in the third inning. And you can watch Montgomery's just serving up just absolute just meatballs. It really is pathetic that, even, it's not pathetic that people can't see it by themselves, but after that somebody has exposed to them that the games are rigged and that they continue to not pay attention to it, that's where it's like, you can put blame on those people. But if they're not aware of it and you're just asking them based on their opinion if you think it's rigged, it's not, because these guys are acting, That's why they get paid just as much as real actors and more. Who makes as much as sports players, Why is that? Because sports are essential to what's going on. Essential to the manipulation and distractions. But look, so 5 runs, and then the Yankees 1, 2, 3, and then they scored in the 7th in pairs of 3. So it was 5-3 going into the 7th. And then they scored 3, and then it was 5-6, and then it was 5-9. And if you flip around that 9, it is a 6. So, and I'm telling you, that is not an accident. So, I think I proved my point. Tomorrow, Montgomery, or not Montgomery, Tyone, he can become, here, I'll just pull it up. Why not? Baseball Reference, this is the site. It's amazing. Whoever made it, they didn't realize what they were making in terms of looking at this knowledge, but it's pretty amazing. But Tyone, so notice Tyone right now is 16-7 for his career with the Yankees and just with the AL. And why is that interesting? Because the Jesuit order equals 177. And like I said at the beginning of this video, these numbers do indeed persist with the Yankees because of the overlap with New York Yankees and Society of Jesus. Clear as day. So with this lining up, for him to pick up for him to become 17-7, and for the Yankees to get their 56th win, this is what you really look for. So, notice it'll be his 126th game. The Jesuit motto, "Isus Hominum Salvator," equals 126. So again, just more alignment. Yeah. He's 8-1. He can become 9-1. And 91 is the 13th triangular number. And the reason I would point that out is not only because of America and our connections to 13 in terms of the 13 colonies, the 13 years of schooling, and a lot more. But also just because the Illuminati, which was created the same year as this country, 1776, you can look it up, 100% fact, the same year. What's the thing with them? The 13 families. And the Illuminati was created by Adam Weishaupt, a Jesuit. So again, just another pattern we're seeing. And this number does play. I think Gonsolin of the Dodgers. So he didn't get the decision. But I had a feeling he would become 9-1 because that's the 13th triangular and LA equals 13. But I'm getting off topic. And honestly, I just feel like this season, the Yankees are just the team to be looking at and potentially making money off of. So, yep, that's really it. 56 win for the Yankees, dropping them to 8-15. When the Judges were created in 1534, the Yankees 34 home wins. Stay on 20 going into the Astros game. Astros equals 20. Yeah. And that's that.